Hello, sports fans, and welcome. Welcome to episode 201 of the Guru Talkin Sports podcast. I am your host, the Guru of Sports. Well, it's 2024, and we closed the door on 2023, and now it's just you and me. Okay, a little bit of rhyming or so. All right, so what we did was we're going to do this podcast in a different way. I told you before that some changes were going to be made, and I am going to be making some changes to this podcast. We're going to rebrand this thing. We're going to make it a little bit, more exciting, more daring, and we're going to try to push it to another limit. I really appreciate the help that I got, and I really appreciate being able just to try to move this forward a little bit more. What I want you to do, please, if you can, subscribe to this podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. And please, if you can, make some comments, do some likes, and, maybe a 5-star rating. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk football today. Now, Black Monday is coming up. So, let's go to some teams where I think is going to be making some changes and maybe not making some changes. All right? First off, I'm going to go to New England. I think New England is going to stay with Bill Belichick. Okay, why? Because I think what happened is that after that game in London, when they lost to the Indianapolis Colts, Robert Kraft said, hey, look, we got to make some changes. And probably what's going to happen, this is what the guru thinks, he's going to fire mostly all those lackeys of his, probably go with different coordinators or so, probably bring in a better and new offensive and defensive coordinator, and probably strip Bill of his general manager duties. Now, when we take away these general manager duties, Bill Belichick can concentrate on coaching. I know that he doesn't have Tom Brady anymore. But the thing is that this Patriot organization has been a mess ever since Brady left there. Now, how do you rectify the situation? You start brand new. Maybe bring in another quarterback. They're going to be picking high, so they'll probably pick up one of the, top quarterbacks that's coming out this year. Maybe Michael Penix. Maybe Bo Nix. We never know who he might take. One of those guys. We'll see. But the guru thinks that New England is going to stick with Bill Belichick. He's not going anywhere. But they're going to strip him of his general manager duties and get a brand new general manager. Okay, Washington Commanders. What I think the Washington Commanders are going to do is basically this. They're going to let go Ron Rivera. Probably everybody kind of knew that. But what I think they're going to do is bring in a coach that has the same mind of what the owner thinks. Basically, what I'm saying in this point is this. They're going to bring in their people. They're going to bring in their guys that they feel as though can run this, team and make this team a little bit better. They want to restore the tradition of the Washington Commanders. And I think that Josh Harris is going to basically say, hey, you know what? The Commanders' name don't work for us. We might go back to the Redskins. Now, I know a lot of politically correct jackasses are going to go on this about Redskins. Why Redskins? That's right, No. Redskins mean that they were red these guys, these warriors, these Indian warriors, painted themselves in red for battle. It doesn't mean anything about their skin in racial terms or so. So if they do go back to the name Redskins, I wouldn't be surprised. But I know that some people are going to be, all up in arms about it. We'll see. Like I said, I think Washington will let Ron Rivera go and put in some people that the new ownership wants, basically. And get rid of all the stench that Dan Snyder had left on this team for the longest time. Okay. Guru thinks that the Las Vegas Raiders are going to keep Antonio Pierce because Max Crosby and Devontae Adams have came out and gave a big endorsement, and most of the players in that locker room really do like Antonio Pierce. From what I've seen, I think Antonio Pierce should get that job and has done a great job. Hey, how can you put up, the most points in franchise history? No other coach has done that. Not John Madden, not Tom Flores. Not even the great, what's his name? Chucky. He didn't put up that many points. They feel comfortable in that locker room right now. And one of the biggest mistakes, if they do this, is taking Antonio Pierce out of that locker room. Because you see what happened the last time they did that. When they fired Chucky and they didn't give Rich Versace that job, they basically fell to hell. But like I said, I really think that Antonio Pierce has earned that right to be their head coach. The players love him, and they're winning. And they're, hey, they lost a couple games, but hey, they're still trying to build that just win commitment to excellence, moniker that they have. And believe me, I love the Raiders. I want them to do well. And I really want them to, pick up where they left off and move forward. Okay. So we go to Buffalo, and it all comes down to tonight, later tonight. If Buffalo loses this game, I feel as though McDermott will be out. Believe me, I really think that McDermott has worn out his welcome. And basically, I think that the players just needs a new voice. They need to listen to a new voice. So I really think that McDermott is gone if Buffalo doesn't win this game. Okay, Tennessee, I think, is going to keep Mike Vrabel. I think what they did was they just had a bad, season or so. A couple of bad seasons, but I feel as though that, they can turn it around. But not tomorrow. I don't want them to win this game tomorrow, so my Jaguars can get into the tournament. So, what are we going to do with the Los Angeles Chargers? I was getting ready to say Clippers because they basically have been the second tier team like they always been. The afterthought of Los Angeles. It's funny because you got the Lakers in basketball. You got the Clippers that are really, the underdog or the afterthought basketball team. In Los Angeles, you got the Rams, which is the main team, and then you got the secondary team, which is the Chargers. I think what they're going to do is they're going to find an offensive minded coach to coach Justin Herbert, to try to make sure that this team has pieces. They still have, Eckler. They still have Keenan Allen. But what they needed is a good leader. A good leader. Not Brandon Staley, because let's just admit it, he was just terrible. But I really think that the Chargers will find a good coach. And like I said, a lot of, hear the rumors all the time. Belichick might go out there. I don't think so. I think Belichick will be, staying where he's at. But, maybe the Chargers might find one of these coordinators, hot coordinators, that might be, available. One of the names I heard was the coordinator. I can't think of his name right now, but the coordinator for the Detroit Lions. That would probably be a good fit for Herbert in Los Angeles. Okay, we know that Pittsburgh is not going to fire Mike Tomlin. Tomlin is safe, and believe me, I don't know why you guys thought Tomlin was on his way out. The guy's never lost. He's never had a losing season. So get that thought right out of your head. Tomlin is staying. Okay, Carolina, God bless them. We don't know what's going to happen with Carolina. Because who would want to go there and work for that jackass David Temper? $300,000 is only like a, tip in the bucket for him for pouring that water all over that guy in Jacksonville last weekend. Yeah, David Temper's an ass. And I don't know if any coach would be able to stand up to his antics and the stuff that he's done. Frank Wright was is a good coach. Great coordinator, great coach, offensive-minded, former quarterback. But the thing about it is that he said that he had to report to him like every day to give him like a status report. This is what happens when you got micromanagers in play in the NFL. You don't win. Hire some people that's going to take care of your business. Let them do their jobs. And yeah, you're owner of a team. You do have the right to come in and look at the team and, make some changes or be notified of the changes, but not micromanaging these changes. So we don't know what's going to happen with Carolina. Chicago, I think, is going to be safe with Matt Eberflus. I think he's going to be safe. But what I think is going to happen is that they're going to keep Justin Fields, and they're going to probably take the number 1 draft, should be Marvin Harrison. And just think, you got Marvin Harrison on one side, DJ Moore on the other side. Wow, what a combination. But anyway, I think that Chicago is safe. Well, we'll see what they do in the draft. All right. So Black Monday is coming up, and that's what that's what the guru thinks about Black Monday. Okay, let's turn to the national championship game. I want to mention this because I really think that Michigan it's Michigan's time. Yeah, I know. I'm an Ohio State guy, and how can I say that it's Michigan's time? I gotta admit, from what I've seen and basically what's been going on, they have a team of destiny. But on the other side, I look at Washington and this Michael Penix kid. He can't quit. He hasn't lost a game. Well, this season in Oregon, since he's played in the game, when he played in Indiana, he had a lot of injuries and basically, just wasn't the same quarterback. But man, he has rejuvenated his career and did a lot of good things up in Washington. Now, I think that Michigan's going to win this game, but I think it's going to be by 3. Give me Michigan 38-35. Last second field goal wins the game. Okay, so basically this is what I got to say. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to bore you with a whole hour-long, stuff. I'm just going to hit you hard with the facts, give you the meat and potatoes of it, instead of, messing around, giving you side dishes or whatever. You're going to get the meat and potatoes of this podcast. I might not be using a lot of props. I might not be using a lot of different things, but I am going to say this. I'm going to basically give you the most knowledge, and I'm going to hit on the facts, and I'm going to tell you like it is. I want to thank, the usual people that I always thank, and I really appreciate. Yeah, this is test run of this podcast, but yet still, like I said, this is going to be something new. It's going to be something different. It's going to be something that's going to make it, make you laugh, make you, I'm going to say a few funny things sometimes. I'm going to say a few crazy things. But I want you guys to know that this is the podcast that I'm going to be making from now on. Short, sweet, and basically funny, hard-hitting, and let's get it done. Like I said, subscribe to this podcast on any platform that you get your podcast from. Rate, comment, review, and just basically, tell me what you think. You like the new format? You don't like the new format? Give me your feedback. I want to hear it. But like I said, the guru's going to come in, give you the facts, and get out. Matter of fact, that's it. The guru will see you real soon. Later.